Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 18 of my Boston Bruins Be a GM series here on NHL 16. So we wrap up the regular season with a 4-2 loss to the Ottawa Senators, then we skip ahead a couple more days, and the playoffs are about to begin, and you can see right there, we are taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Take a look. We ended up winning the President's Trophy, so a pretty cool accomplishment in season number 2 of our regime, I should say, as general manager of the Boston Bruins. And you can see how the division shook out. So 5 teams from our division did make the playoffs. We're taking on the Maple Leafs. They were the last team to get in at 95 points. And take a look at some of the individual statistics, how our guys finished off the season. Our leading point getter was 74 points from Patrice Bergeron. I believe that is a career high out of him. And take a look at how the season turned out for the Maple Leafs. This is a lot of familiar faces, not that different of a team than the one you see in real life from Toronto. I think a lot of their young guys have just gotten a little bit better. Morgan Riley's up to a 91 overall. Kadri's like an 89, I think. Van Riemsdyk had a good year. So it's kind of just the same core of players. Brad Boyes had a kind of a resurgence of sorts. He had 50 points this year. That was pretty cool. But anyway, so we're stimulating up to the first elimination game, as I do in all of my franchise series, or, you know, whatever you're going to call them, Be a GMs, all the good stuff. So we end up having a 2-1 series lead here, but we got to go to Toronto for Game 4. That's a 2-1 loss. Now a big game number 5 from the TD Garden. Of course, Game 5 winners go on to win the series more often than not, and let's see. Oh, we pick up a devastating 4-1 loss. So we have to go to Toronto for a Game 6 with our backs against the wall. The President's Trophy winners are a game away from being eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Toronto is ready. They're trying to win their first playoff series in who knows how long. I think it's been since the early 2000s that they have won one, and there you can see it. The Boston Bruins are facing elimination in tonight's game. So take a look at the goaltending matchup. Jonathan Bernier in net for the Maple Leafs. He has been stellar so far this series, as has Tuukka Rask, and that will be the starting goaltender matchup for tonight. So here we go, game underway, face-off, won back by Bergeron. Marchand with a sweet pass up to Bergeron, springs him free, and he scores on the backhand right off the first shift of the game. Patrice Bergeron sets the tone and gives the Bruins the 1-0 lead. Unbelievable stuff right there. And if you go back and take a look at the replay, that was a really filthy pass from Brad Marchand to get that one up to Bergeron. And then Austin Matthews hits the post there, so some early chances for Boston. Here we go, Bodker with the one-timer, a good save by Bernier on the power play. Now here we go later in that same power play. It's Matthews bringing it up, and another big save by Bernier. Now Toronto carrying it up, looking for an opportunity here. This is going to be a save by Raxton Holland, the one-timer to Gardner, but that shot is blocked. And then check this out here, rebound opportunity for Austin Matthews, but he doesn't pull the trigger right here. This is my fault. I really should have just put that home on a rebound opportunity from Kruger. But I just hesitated, and once I hesitated, it was too late. So, bad play on my part. Now, here we go, late in the first period, Toronto on the power play. And Jake Gardner gets destroyed by Brad Marchand. He is in some serious pain, holding what looks to be maybe his wrist or his arm. I'm not really sure. Kind of hard to tell what exactly is hurt from that play, but based on the way he was walking off to the locker room, certainly looked like he might have hurt his wrist on that. And then here we go now early in the second, a big opportunity for Krejci, but he misses the net entirely. He had a lot of net to shoot at. Now late in the second, we are still not knotted up, I should say. We're still at 1-0, as this game has featured a lot of defense so far from both sides. And then Burns hits the post there with the wrister from the point. Now here's Bodker using his speed, gets it across to Matthews, back to Bodker, he scores on the cross crease, and the Bruins have a 2-0 lead. This was basically like the hockey equivalent of a give and go. As you'll see on the replay, Bodker gives it up to Matthews, and then he just goes hard to the net, uses that speed to get behind Phaneuf, and then you can see Bernier kind of got out of position, got a piece of it, but couldn't stop it all the way, and it found its way to the back of the net. Now Jimmy Hayes with the snipe, and he makes it 3-0, top shelf on the short side with the wrister, and that was a pretty nice goal right there. That's the goal. That's what we call the Ian goal in this game, where you just sort of wrap it around and then snipe it short side. Here we go though, Bodker using the moves. He's going to get around the defender, and that was a really bad defensive play. If you go back and look at that, the right D-man for Toronto pinched up and was caught completely out of position, so that's what led to the one-on-one, and then Bodker got right around his man. Matthews with the backhand for good measure makes it 5-0. So we exploded here in the third period, 4 goals, and that would do it. We would force a game number 7 with the 5-0 win in Game 6, and we are headed back to the TD Garden for a rematch from that epic 2013 Game 7 between, of course, Toronto and Boston, where Toronto blew the 4-1 lead. We've got an opportunity to try and reenact that. Of course, Toronto's got a chance to maybe avenge some demons here, so to say. but we will obviously look to try and pick up the victory. So for this game, we're going to be swapping the lines a little bit. Of course, I had Griffith with that first line for a while, but he had not really been producing since being bumped up to the Bergeron-Marchand line, so I put Bodker back on that line and moved Griffith back to the Matthews-Krejci line. So here we go now, starting off the game. It is Austin Matthews with the puck, bringing it up, and a great glove save by Bernier, and it's the same goaltending matchup as last game. Of course, I figured you guys could probably figure that one out on your own, but here we go now. After that great glove save, Harrington gets it over to Holland. Now back to Harrington. Holland, great puck moving by Toronto. Look at this, the one-timer, and Komarov scores. Leo Komarov, who's having a career year this year in real life for Toronto. I think he's got 15 goals or something already this year, and is playing some great hockey for them. He gets the goal there, and then look at that. Bernier was caught completely out of position, but a great recovery to stop the wraparound chance from Pasternak. Now here we go late in the first on the power play. Check out this opportunity. The cross crease to Marchand. He had a lot of net to shoot at, but he rang the iron with that one, and we remain with the score at 1-0. Now a big save on Bozak from Rask. We're going to start the second off now. Here we go. Face off one back by Bergeron. Back to Burns. Now to Bergeron. Here he goes. Carries it up. Trying to protect the puck. He will go behind the net now. And in front of Bodker on the cross crease. And he ties it. So Mikhail Bodker coming up huge so far. He had 2 goals yesterday. Or in Game 6, I should say. Not yesterday. And he's got 1 already here tonight, making it a 1-1 game. And then a one-time opportunity from Josh Lavo. That is saved by Rask. Here we go now. Another opportunity from the point. I think that was Gardner maybe. And Rask was kind of out of position there, but he made the nice glove save nonetheless. And then here we go. Another big glove save. So Rask certainly being tested. Toronto's getting plenty of opportunities. Here's another one. It's Lavo, but he can't quite get that one by Tuukka as well. Now about halfway through the game here. 10 minutes or so left in the second period, and check out this pass. I think this was Van Riemsdyk to Kadri. This was filthy stuff right here. Van Riemsdyk collected the puck from the end boards there, and then just centered it to Kadri, who was all alone. That was a really nice play, I thought. So Toronto takes a 2-1 lead, and then almost took a 3-1 lead, but a big pad save right there by Tuukka. Now here we go on the power play late in the second. Burns from the point with the wrister. He ties it at 2. And take a look at the replay here. This is the best angle I could find on the replays. He just sort of waited. And I don't know. Bernier was covering. I don't know. He was covering his 5-hole, I guess, and wasn't really in good position there. Now early in the third, it's Marchand all alone. Backhand scores, and the Bruins have the lead in Game 7. Brad Marchand on the breakaway, and he makes it 3-2. Now later on in the period, it's Burns with it again at the point, puts it on net, and it's tipped home by Marchand, his second of the period, and the Bruins now lead by a pair of goals in game number 7, putting Toronto's backs against the wall. How will they respond? Well, just about 30 seconds later, it's Michael Grabner with the puck, back to the point, back to Grabner, to the point, Grabner, to the point, back to Grabner, one-timer scores! Michael Grabner, the pickup from New York before real life, the real life season, of course. He gets the third goal of the night for the Maple Leafs, makes it a 1-goal game, and then another post. This time, it was Marcus Kruger hitting the post right there. He had an open net to shoot at, but just missed. And then late in the third, with less than a minute to play, it's Josh Lavo tying the game up. And the Bruins have blown a 2-goal lead, and we are going to be headed for overtime, as you're going to see one final opportunity from Barry, but his shot doesn't even find the net, and we are headed to overtime here in game number 7, just like we were a couple of years ago. Same score and everything. Of course, this time it was the Bruins who blew the third period lead, not the Maple Leafs, and we'll see if it's the Maple Leafs who can take it home in overtime. So in this overtime, and I don't know if this was a glitch in the game or if I had it set this way, but of course it's only 5 minutes and we've got 3-on-3, so this is already, I was kind of like, what the hell? And then look at this. Oh my god. We blew game 7. Nazem Kadri all alone on the break. And I'm not making excuses, but I was a little thrown off by the 3-on-3 thing, and I saw there was a 5-minute ticker, so I figured we'd be going to a shootout if we couldn't score in the 3-on-3. So I was kind of a little caught off guard, and then that was horrible. I mean, I got to take the blame for that final goal. That was horrible defense on my part. I let Kadri go right by both of my defenders, and the Maple Leafs take it home in Game 7. So I'm not sure, like I said, if that's a glitch in the game or if I have it set that way in the settings, because I know that's something in previous games you've been able to set. It's how the playoff overtimes work. So I'm going to double check that before I even record the next episode to make sure that's all set. But anyway, disappointing finish to what otherwise was a very good season, and we are moving on to the off season in the next episode. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.